So at this point, we've had a lot of industrial revolution happening. We've had a lot of technological advancements, but America's kind of getting to the point where we're starting to go different ways. So the northeastern states and the western states, they're really focused on technology and on improving, and they're what we are going to learn are our free states. So they're where they don't have slaves, so people are free. And the South, they're really focusing in on their agriculture and making sure that they're producing more. You think about cotton and how big cotton is, and they're definitely slave states. They still have their slaves. They want to be able to have slaves because they want their slaves to be able to help them make more money agriculturally. And so we're definitely starting to see some headbutting. The North and the West, they're like, it's not right. Slavery's not right. We're free states. You shouldn't own people. And the South are like, we need our slaves. This is okay. What we're doing is okay. Don't tell us what to do. So we're starting to see the divide and the headbutting between our free states and our slave states that's going to lead to, and we'll get to it, that's going to lead to the Civil War. So it was at one point Missouri decides. Missouri wants to join. They want to become a state. They want to join the Union. They want to have representation, but they want to join as a slave state. So this would make an imbalance to where we would have more slave state representatives in government than we do free states, and they didn't want that. So we came up with a line that said, and you'll see it's the Missouri Compromise, you'll see the map in your lesson that says states above this line, they're free states. States below this line are slave states. So it drew a physical geographic line for where you could own slaves and where you could not. So we've got all the tension, and then it just keeps building. So years are going on, and it's just building. And, the unity that America had when they first won the American Revolution and when they became separate from England, it's kind of fading away. And now it seems like war's the only option. So we have some other things that happen. Things keep happening that just seem to bring the divide farther and farther apart between our free states and our slave states. And then we have the case of Dred Scott. So Dred Scott was a slave, and he was a slave from Missouri. And so he was with his slave owner, and his slave owner took him to Wisconsin. So slave owner, he owns Dred Scott in a slave state, Missouri. But then they go to Wisconsin, and Wisconsin's a free state. And they're there for a while, and Dred Scott sues his owner because they're in a free state, so you shouldn't be able to own slaves. And it makes it all the way to the Supreme Court. And that court case, the court decided that Dred Scott was the slave owner's property, and that they said that constitutionally it couldn't be taken away. So after the Dred Scott case, where they said that this man was property, that really put the divide to where it didn't seem like they could bring it back together, because the people in the North were saying, they're like, he's a man, he's not property, he's a man, he should be free, and the court didn't agree with that and didn't go that way. So, and this is where we end for Social Studies A. So after Christmas, when we pick it back up, we're picking up with the Civil War, with the North and the South fighting primarily on the issue of slavery.